Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Who is in this gospel, brother, from the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will it be edifying. I've been trying to figure this out, and I was, of course, the brothers, we spoke on it a little bit at camp, and we talked about it the other day briefly. But this is a video I came across, and it's a video in circulation, and you gotta take things with a grain of salt in today's age, but at the same time, you can't get away from the fact that miracles and particular things will start to manifest on the earth in these end times, in these last days. We've been so convoluted through the internet and AI and fake images and deep fake to the point you're just like, okay, what the hell do I believe at this point? Because you're living in a kingdom that's full of pseudoscience, lies, propaganda, and the list goes on. So it's really hard to grasp the concept of what's real and what's not. And this is why we filter these things through the Spirit to get understanding. Because even if this is a fake video, regardless of it, the Lord did speak of things happening of this similar fashion. So with that being said, this is a video. It's about 1 minute and 45 seconds long. A brother had uploaded it. And I haven't read anything or seen anything else about it online. I haven't seen any videos of anybody debunking it, but I haven't looked either. So this is not a real video or not a real image or whatever you want to call it. And, it is what it is. But the scriptures do speak of fearful sights, all right, and people's hearts filling them of fear because of what's coming on the planet Earth. So, you got to use your imagination with this one. But let's see, let's decipher this through the Spirit and see what happens. So without further delay, here we go.
Also known as the Rainbow Bridge, may be real, y'all. The following two videos are from two different witnesses who captured what appears to be this rainbow bridge in the sky over California. First witness captured this around July 3rd of 2025, and they have no explanation for this. This is not a rocket. This is something we truly haven't seen in the sky before. But the question is what is it exactly and who put it there? Take a look at these next two videos. Tell me what you think.
Look at that streak across the sky, y'all. It's 2:48 in the morning. What the is that? This is a long streak across the sky here at 2:48 a.m. I'm just getting home from my gig at Swig, and I noticed this up in the sky. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. No rainbow, nothing like that in the sky at night. In the early morning, wee hours of the morning. What the is that? Okay, y'all. Feedback? Tell me what's going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay, y'all? Okay, let me walk back to my car and get my home.
And that's kind of why I was gravitating towards it being real, because I don't see, that woman. I just don't get a sense of cap from my spirit, if that make any sense. I just don't really get a sense of that it was a fake video, So with that being said, man, we've seen stranger things before in some fashions. Like last week, after we had got out of the class, the brothers and myself, there was a rainbow after the storm, like a double rainbow, and we seen like chariots what appears to be sifting through the rainbow, bro. It was crazy. Brother actually uploaded a video on a page, so it's not a far-fetched thing, but nonetheless, this is a sign of our Heavenly Father getting ready to send Yahweh Shai back to the planet Earth. Because like I said, when you look at that looks like it's pretty photoshopped or whatever, but at the end of the day, you can't count it out of it being real. Now I don't know if there was any news phenomenon on this, because usually the news, they get reluctant to report on things like this if it's within a scope of realism, because they want to keep everybody docile. But regardless of it, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make that return to the earth and call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, right? So this is the book of 2 Esdras 9:1, and it says, and he answered me, Then it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the part of the signs pass, which I've told thee before. And we understand that famines, earthquakes, pestilence in diverse places, like the earthquake that hit parts of Texas, not the earthquake, but the floods that hit parts of Texas, pretty horrific, man. And the thing of it is, they came suddenly. And the scriptures warns us of these things, because when you go back into Genesis, this is the pre-flood behavior, when the Most High said that he's repented him that he even made man. And in the days, rebelliousness was at an all-time high. So what the Most High do? He brought the flood upon the world of the ungodly, man. And that's getting ready to happen again in the form of fire, nuclear fire. But it says here, then thou shalt understand that this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, and we're seeing earthquakes, we're seeing uproars, we're seeing people lose their shit, so to speak, because of certain policies and establishments, and, they're not liking the regime that they voted for under this administration. So they're getting a wake-up call, man, especially with this big, beautiful bill, which, everybody's pretty much divided over, because some people say, no, this is good for the economy, and other people are like, nah, bro. Take another look at it, put another set of eyes on that shit, But it says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, it says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? Because, you always had prophets on the earth that spoke about the time. And it makes sense that you had prophets on the earth prior to the flood, because how else was the Lord able to bring the judgment if he didn't warn them? Okay, you had Noah, and then you had other men of the Lord too, the ungodly behavior. But it says here, for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And this is real. Like I said, if it's real, then this is a heavy sign, man. And like I said, I haven't seen anything on the news. May have been, but I didn't necessarily look because, several other things in the world happening. But nonetheless, man, this is a fearful sight. In my opinion, it looks pretty shopped, but I don't know. I'm not counting the Lord out. We got to stop doing that shit. Everything you see on social media ain't real, but everything you see ain't fake. Right? Another precept real quick. This is the book of Luke 21:11. It says here, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And the great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay, it says fearful sights and great signs, meaning chariots, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, rainbows, weather, okay, all types of weird phenomena. It says here, fearful sights in heaven. And if this ain't got the people kind of shook up, then I don't know what will. But it tells us here, hold on, ungodly. That's a 2 Peter. Yep. 2 Peter 2. And I'm going to start at verses 5. And it reads, it says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person of preachers of righteousness, bringing in a flood upon the world of the ungodly. Yet I was talking about water, okay? And turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with the overthrow, making them an example unto those that should live ungodly, right? So that's a sign right there. And we understand that the rainbow was equated with the flood. After the Lord flooded the earth, he sent the rainbow, and pretty much gave a decree that the Lord wasn't going to flood the earth, but this time it's going to be by fire. So that could be a symbolic sign of fire getting ready to come, because the scriptures go into it says here, flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly. Okay, so that means that fire is getting ready to come and destroy this place, man. So these are prominent signs that we have to, take heed to and pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that we're counted worthy to escape these things, man, because these people are getting ready to get caught off guard. All right. These people, they don't understand what's coming. They really believe that they're getting ready to weather the storm and people getting ready to be asked out. You know, let me get this in Romans and I'll end it. I think it was Romans 13, and I'm going to start at 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake up out of sleep. It says, for now is our salvation nearer than what we believe. Yeah, wake up. It says, the night is far spent, and the days is at hand. And let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And let us walk honestly as in a day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but putting on Yahushua HaMashiach, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof, man. So, got to stay locked in, man, you know. So, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will, you're edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.
Bifrost, also known as the Rainbow Bridge, may be real, y'all. The following two videos are from two different witnesses who captured what appears to be this rainbow bridge in the sky over California. First witness captured this around July 3rd of 2025, and they have no explanation for this. This is not a rocket. This is something we truly haven't seen in the sky before. But the question is what is it exactly, and who put it there? Take a look at these next two videos. Tell me what you think.
Look at that streak across the sky, y'all. It's 2:48 in the morning. What the is that? This is a long streak across the sky here at 2:48 a.m. I'm just getting home from my gig at Swig. And I noticed this up in the sky. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. No rainbow, nothing like that in the sky at night. In the early morning, wee hours of the morning. What the is that? Okay, y'all. Feedback? Tell me what's going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay, y'all? Okay, let me walk back to my car and get my home.